Welcome to What in the Shibal with Susie and Ed.
We're just two Asian Americans talking shit about shit.
While one chews on a poop-smelling hide thingy.
Well, I don't know if your skin was all dried up, what it would smell like.
Arguably, parts of it a little bit is.
Gross. Moisturize, Ed, please. Sorry, I'm a little congested today. I don't have COVID, but I feel sick and I'm tired and I'm just crunchy.
So, you've been sick this week?
No, just the last couple of days, and it's fine. I'm getting through it. I think my body is just like, I've been doing a lot. There's been a lot going on, and I think my body's like, no, I don't think so. Lay down. I'm like, I don't have time to lay down. Too bad. Fucking lay down. I'm like, Gary. So I've been trying to rest, which is kind of a joke, but you know, it's fine. The train moves, not the station. You just got to keep going.
Yeah, you also have been doing a lot for your husband's birthday party this weekend.
I can't even fucking deal with it. It's a lot. It's a lot because we're having it at the house. And so if you have it at the house, you have to make the house look nice. And that just entails a lot of maintenance things, maybe a lot of things that we've kind of let go for so long just because, you know, whatever, just, you know, day-to-day life. But like painting the front stoop and building the gazebo we've always wanted to build and doing all this, you know, stuff. But the gazebo needs to have furniture. Like, and then, you know, and then party planning on top of that. And my husband, being the Leo that he is such a fucking diva. And he's just like, okay, here's the guest list. I'm like, why does the guest list have 10 more people than it did yesterday? He's like, well, because I have. I'm like, okay, I love you. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
God. But it's okay. It's fine. Like I've been saying for what, 3? Fuck.
That's why I didn't put my water bottle.
3-4 weeks now, you know, you only turn 50 once. But that's such a dumb thing to say. You only turn every age once, but.
That's not true. I had my 21st birthday 10 times.
Oh, because you're one of those weirdos that feels weird about aging. Yeah. and at 21 even. Like, oh my God, 24 is so old. Like, that's so fucking dumb. God, youth really is wasted on the young, isn't it?
Well, I just thought it was funny mostly, but yes.
You couldn't pay me to be 24 again. Could not pay me to be 21. Oh, anything in the 20s. Maybe 35 again or 36 again. That was a good time. Oh.
I'd be 21 again.
Really? I imagine you were a very reckless 21-year-old. Yeah, I know you were a reckless 21-year-old. Yeah.
But that's why maybe I wouldn't do that this time. Or I would, and I'd probably be dead.
I do fantasize about being back into like my like 17-year-old self and like going to high school, like going back to my senior year with the knowledge. No, not to stay. Just for like a week or two. Just to like see how my perspective is so different now as an adult, like a middle-aged woman, and like seeing everything through the eyes of a middle-aged woman. You know what I mean? Like how the things that you let slide when you're 16 or 17, or like the things that you, what do you mean no?
I would only do 17 for a week again, just so I can memorize the winning lottery tickets for that week. And then instantly when I wake up at 35 like I am now, I'd be an instant millionaire. Or poor because I spent it all.
I was going to say, okay, you would have to have the wherewithal to go back as the 17-year-old and only give yourself the winning Powerball numbers when like, you're 35.
You mean like if you were in the movie 17 again?
Well, just to gain a little perspective and how things have like colored and influenced my life. You know what I mean? Like the friendships that I had, the friendship circle that I was in, the way that my parents treated me, and the way that, you know, my relationships with my sisters. Like as an older person, having learned so much about my life, now seeing like the things that you maybe didn't recognize or chose to ignore or didn't see them as what they were when you were so young because you didn't know a lot. Like, I just feel like that's such an interesting perspective to take, or to see things fresh, new, or different, or influenced.
I feel like a week after having that skin again, I'd come back and be like, well, now I'm depressed.
You know what I really want to see is like, I thought I was so fat when I was 17.
Same. And I look at pictures
so
now.
Skinny.
I look at pictures now and I'm like, oh, you idiot. I wish I knew.
And that's another thing too. Like so much self-hatred for how fat I thought I was. And like to go back now and like look at myself in the mirror at like 17 and how gorgeous
As
and
people are,
thin
like,
and like healthy I was.
injecting stuff in them to
Well,
give them
yeah.
that buccal fat back, and you're
Right.
like, that buccal fat made me look
Right,
young.
right.
I don't even
And
know
it's
if I'm
like
saying
to
that right.
like heal myself and be like, oh, you are gorgeous, you know, whatever. So I don't know. How are we talking about that?
I don't know.
Oh,
Birthdays.
you being fearful of aging.
You just said I had my 21st birthday multiple times. I am fearful of aging, though.
It's okay. It's fun. Although mortality is really such a weird thing. I think about dying literally every single day.
Yeah, life is a lot shorter than you think.
It really is.
And then I'm like, oh, I'm not even halfway done. And I'm like, but I'm already almost halfway done.
I'm more than halfway done. There's no way I'm living to 100. Who lives to, I mean, you know.
Lots of people do, especially women who have children after their 40s or 30s or something.
Well, I don't know. You tell me. This is your statistic.
Yeah, you know, there was some statistic that I read a couple times where like women who have children after like 35 or 40 or something
Right.
have like a 60% more chance of seeing 90s or something.
Well, that's cool.
Because like
That is
I think the philosophy is that because like
you need to stay healthy. You
for,
take
like,
care,
your
better care of yourself,
grandchildren
and you well
yeah,
also
versus like if you had like kids in your 20s and you're like by 60 you're like you've already seen your grandchildren grow up and you're like, all right, that
that's
was a
crazy.
full
Yeah,
life.
there's so many people my age that have grandkids. So many people my age that have grandkids. They're like, I can't even imagine. Like my daughter is 10.
That's like honestly one of my fears, maybe because of aging. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be at like my 3rd grade kids like school play, and I'm gonna look around, and all the other parents are gonna be like half my age, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, look at this grandfather." I'm gonna be like,
Yeah, it does happen.
I'm their
I'm
dad.
definitely an older mom. Definitely an older mom. Like a lot of the moms that I'm friends with at my kids' schools are in their mid 30s to like mid to late 30s. And it's kind of a trip. Like I'm always kind of the senior mom. I'm like,
See, I hate that.
I know, but it's kind of cool too, is again, like as you get older, and I think as every season of your life kind of transitions into something else, you really learn more. Like I think a lot of them are very like
Winging it.
gossipy.
Oh,
And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll talk about it for like a second. And then I'm like, okay, let's move on. Who cares? Like, this is so silly. But, you know, they still are, but that's still, you know, fun for them. And I'm like, I'm not going to participate in that, but that's fine. Have you heard of the Canceled podcast with Brooke Schofield and Tana somebody? So they have a very popular podcast. And like Brooke Schofield, who is on the podcast, was very recently, I guess she has before, but like her racist tweets from when she was like 17 to like 21 came out.
that does sound familiar, but I have no idea who Brooke Schofield is.
She's just a content creator and a podcaster, very similar to our dynamic. Like we both just do social media and podcast. And oh yeah, you don't have any racist tweets, do you? I don't. I've never tweeted, but
I don't think so.
Right. We should be okay. But like feel like every like 3 to 4 months, another white content creator of like, you know, notoriety, these are like exposed.
What's their podcast about if it's called Canceled?
Exactly that. They talk about either canceling people or
they just say like outrageous things where they could be
well,
canceled.
Brooke's the most recent thing, the thing I actually know her for is that she dated this guy named, his name was something.
Something makes something sin.
He was a guy that she dated for a few months, maybe 3 months or something. And evidently he lied about everything in his life. He faked having an Australian accent, which I think is so crazy.
Singer guy?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's who Brooke Schofield is.
Yes.
Yep. I watched her videos about him.
So that's who she is. That's how I knew her too. But like very like vaguely, because I'm like, I don't care about this. This is so bizarre.
I like skimmed through the however many videos.
And she did like a 20-part video series about all the lies he told and about he said that his mom owned, I don't know, like Google or something. So, or maybe like Red Robin. I don't know. Something popular. And like, you know, just told all these lies. Well, anyway, so people really like loved her and like were rallying behind her because of that. But then obviously these tweets came out and there's some really horrible, offensive. And it wasn't just like racist. It was like racist, fat phobic, like, you know, but the worst one was about Trayvon Martin. And she said, if Trayvon Martin were white, nobody would care, or something like that. Something really horrible. And it was like, I guess it sort of poses the question, like, is that a deal breaker for people when things like that come out? Oh, and I think the worst part that a lot of people aren't focusing on is that she also in those tweets made this tweet that said, hold on, let me back up. So then she comes out and does, of course, the apology tour. I was young, I'm growing, I'm learning. I studied racial inequality and anti-racism in college. You know, I wrote my thesis on it. Like I did all of this work. You know, I'm trying to become a better person. And of course, you want to take these people at their word and be like, okay, great. You know, we all want to evolve. We all want to grow and be better. And, you know, with new information, we can change, you know, ourselves. I believe that is true. But in one of those tweets, she says, pretending to be like, I'm paraphrasing obviously, but like pretending to be liberal has really helped my grades. Faking being liberal has really helped my grades. So it's like, so you're telling me that all of the references that you're making as far as learning and educating yourself,
how do we know any of it's real?
How do we know any of it's real? Because you yourself said that you were bullshitting people just so you could get better grades. So it's like,
you have a pattern of behavior of lying for perception.
Right.
Yeah.
Perception and personal gain.
Yeah.
And so many, of course, all the white women in the comment section are like, we forgive you, Brooke. We still stand behind you. We support you. We know you're growing. And like so many people of color and particularly Black women are like, shut up. This is not your apology to accept or deny. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, who are you forgiving and for what? Are you joking me? And like, that enraged me. Like, what do you mean you forgive her, Carissa? Who the fuck are you? Like, you know what I mean? Why do you get to forgive her for anything, Caitlin? No, this is not your apology. And
I bet she's like liking them too.
Of course, I'm sure. And the Trayvon Martin thing in particular, because that was such a flashpoint for so many people in this country, like who really were like, we need to understand now what Black people in this country go through. And for people to be so flippant about it, you know, especially the likes of Brooke Schofield and, you know, people in her, you know, circle and things like that, is like, that is such an affront on so many people. And it's like, I don't know, is there redemption from that? Can you be redeemed?
Yeah, I don't know. That's tough.
Right?
Because it's just beyond like ignorant racism. Because there's like hatred racism.
Yeah.
And then there's like ignorance, you know?
But see, the thing is she wasn't ignorant.
That's what I mean. It's
right?
so much beyond that is what I'm saying. So it's
because she admits that she studied these things. So it's not for lack of knowledge. It was it was in direct contrast of that knowledge. You know what I mean? So if you can still hold those hateful ideals and beliefs while simultaneously learning about these horrible injustices, then inherently doesn't that just speak to your humanity? Right. Doesn't that just speak to who you are?
Yeah, because it's like tough because like people do grow.
Sure.
You know what I mean? People make mistakes and sometimes those mistakes are what makes people who they are later.
Sure.
But I don't know. That's tough. That last tweet about lying for personal gain kind of makes it a little bit harder to believe.
Right. And that's what I said is like, how do I know were you telling the truth then? Or are you telling the truth now? Were you lying then? Were you lying now? You know, like we don't know. And that's what happens. And I said, you know, this is what happens when lying liars lie. You don't, it's the boy who cried wolf. We can't believe you anymore. How can we believe you?
Yeah.
And also, why do people not delete their tweets?
I don't know. That's what I was just thinking too. Maybe she like forgot.
I guess. I don't know. Like I still don't understand Twitter or X. I don't understand what I don't know how it works. And I don't really care. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I'm fine with not using it. But even still, I have gone through like my Facebook like posts and like stuff. And like, I've never been compelled to make a racist statement publicly. I've never been compelled to politically say something, but you know, like go through your histories. And if there are things that you don't believe anymore, or
delete them.
If not even just for the sake of your own self-preservation. Like, did you not think about that?
Yeah, that's weird.
Thank you. That was very profound.
Ron,
can we write that down? I want to make sure to memorialize that statement forever.
I just don't know if maybe like she has done so much she forgot, or like she didn't think it was a big deal.
Well, it's a big deal now. I don't know if she's going to ever return to her little podcast. Then her podcast partner came out and was just like, basically denounced everything. And was basically like, this is really disgusting and reprehensible, and I don't stand by any of that. And I, of course, have my own past and whatever, but, this is definitely something that,
she like...
I don't know, maybe. I mean, it seemed like it. Obviously, we won't know, now, but she definitely was just like, yeah, no, I'm not good with this. So.
Weird. What can you do?
Weird. There, you said it again.
It's, it's just like self-fulfilling prophecy. You guys named your podcast Canceled.
Oh, the irony is so dense so on fake. That one. Oh, God. Like, ooh.
Yeah. I feel like I've said some hateful things before. That sounds weird.
Not hateful towards a group, though.
Not
hateful
like
towards a person, maybe.
Group towards a person.
An individual.
Using hateful rhetoric, for sure.
Well, yeah. That's, yeah. It's to be expected.
That was dumb. And ignorant.
But that's the thing, too, is what happens when these tweets come out and they're from 2016, 2020, 2018 or whatever, the instant infantilization starts happening, right? Oh, she was just a kid. She was only 17. Well, you know what? So was Trayvon Martin. So shut the fuck up. No. If you're going to, it's got to be both. If you're going to infantilize her, you have to do the same for him. He was just a boy. She was just a girl. But if he was a boy who was a threat, and if he was an adult, because he was 6 feet tall, just despite the fact that he was 17, he should be treated as an adult. Well, so should she. Because people both sides this whole argument constantly, and it really pisses me off. It's like, he was a boy, and he didn't just get canceled for tweets. Okay, like it's so far beyond that. And when people are like, oh, she was just a little girl, like, fuck off. But she was in college. She's 18, 19, 20 years old.
Yeah, if she was writing
a thesis for college, she said in my college courses or whatever she said, I now get better grades because of whatever. It's like,
yeah, because it almost sounds like they happen not that far apart.
No,
the thesis.
No, not at all.
The rhetoric
right.
She said. Yeah, I feel like when I was watching her videos about that guy that she dated, I didn't get like...
It's so weird. His name will like appear in my head and then just disappear. And I'm like...
I don't ever remember his name. I just remember immediately after watching some of the videos, I like went to go find him and I was like, huh? This is the guy you were freaking obsessed about?
I know. Like he
just looks goofy.
Is he? He's part Asian, right? I think he's like Chinese.
I think that's what he was trying to denounce, right? Like, wasn't he saying that he wasn't Asian?
Well, no, I think he said
the lies were so confusing that I like got them convoluted and twisted, but it was either he was like lying and saying he wasn't Asian or lying and saying he was Asian or whichever one it was, I forget. I feel like he was lying and saying that he wasn't. And then like come to find out his mom's like fully Asian and his dad is also Asian. Or he was saying he was like half.
Again, I don't know. I didn't pay attention. I didn't pay attention to the lies. I just paid attention to the quantity or like the frequency of the lies because there was a lot. Yeah. So that's all I really know of him. Trent, no. Trevor, no.
Something like that.
If I don't figure out his name, it's going to drive me crazy. That's what you're supposed to be doing, Ron. Brooke Schofield, X. Clinton. Clinton Kane. Clinton feels like Trevor to me.
Also, the Clinton Kane has that like, not onomatopoeia. What is it?
Clinton Kane.
Alliteration.
Okay.
Like it sounds like a fake name is what I'm trying to say.
The Olympics has come to an end. You don't care about that.
I literally watched like 5 minutes of it.
But did you watch the closing ceremony? I didn't watch the closing ceremony itself, but did you watch the handoff of the Olympic flag? Because it's coming to LA in 2028.
Something about Snoop Dogg, right?
There was so much. So they take the flag and they hand it to Karen Bass, who then walks down stage and then hands it to
Snoop Dogg? Sorry.
Snoop Dogg?
I just knew something was happening with Snoop Dogg and people were excited.
Oh my God. And now I can't remember the gymnast's name.
Simone Biles.
Thank you. Okay. So
the most decorated gymnast in Olympic history.
Now, yes. Wonderful. Hands it to Simone Biles, who then hands it to... So then...
I'm going to ask again.
Tom Cruise is at the top of the stadium.
Why?
Does the Mission Impossible jump, leaps down.
And then hangs, suspense.
No, he comes down fully, grabs the flag, puts it on the back of a motorcycle, rides the motorcycle out of the stadium onto an airplane, parachutes off that airplane. So the whole thing is like movie magic. It's coming to Hollywood, like that whole kind of thing. It was really corny and really silly.
It would have been less corny if it wasn't Tom Cruise.
I know, but Tom Cruise is he's iconic as an action star. I mean, it's Tom Cruise. I mean, you can hate him for a million reasons, but he is one of the most famous, recognizable celebrities in the world.
And I hate that about it.
I mean, yeah, he's a Scientologist weirdo
who abandoned his daughter.
Yeah, not a great guy. Didn't say he was a great guy, but he's definitely famous. Oh Jesus, don't break his little chicken leg. Okay. Then he rides all through LA, and then they hand it off to...
So they pre-recorded the LA part, I'm assuming?
Oh yeah, of course, had to. Anyway, and then it ends...
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, at Dr. Dre at Long Beach, and it was really cool. I got really excited. I know you're probably less excited, but then I was like, oh my God, there's gonna be so much traffic.
That's why.
It's gonna be so fucking crazy.
I'm gonna be so mad. I'm already like...
You are such a cranky crankster when it comes to Olympics.
I'm already cranky about the Olympics. When it's in LA, I'm gonna be
so excited. I'm going to go to so many things, but also think about what it does.
I'm going to buy an air horn.
But it probably is going to do so much for infrastructure. They're going to really have to
ruin it.
No, they're going to have to really fix the roads. They're going to have to fix the trains and all of that stuff. I think it's going to be great. I think it'll be great for our city.
Fast forward 4 years from now. Me going, ha 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 ha, I told you so.
I'm going to be watching volleyball and be so fucking stoked. Are you kidding me?
So we won't be able to watch breaking here though.
We won't.
Which is insane because breaking would be so crazy to watch.
In LA, of course. It would be so exciting, but that one bitch.
Karen, what's her face or whatever?
I don't think it's Karen.
Something. Whatever her name is from Australia.
Uh-oh.
She ruined it.
She ruined it. Single-handedly ruined the entire breaking category.
She was a funny meme until they canceled breaking.
I feel like it's important to say their names if we are going to talk about them.
Well,
yes. Rachel Gunn.
Yeah,
known
Rachel
as
Gunn.
Raygun.
So cringy.
She did the fucking sprinkler. She kangaroo hopped.
She thought she was bringing Australian culture.
Okay. But this goes deep. So we all watched as this 36-year-old woman, and that has nothing to do with it because the American, she is also 35, 36 years old. Did great. We watched her just flop around like a fish out of water for 3 minutes or whatever, right? Yeah, what was that?
What the fuck was that?
I'm a stegosaurus. No. Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I was like, what? Just random dinosaur names.
Old T-Rex. And so everybody was like, how the fuck did this lady make it to the Olympics? There are so many qualifying things that you have to do to get to the Olympics as an athlete. Turns out there was no official governing body for breaking in Australia. So she created one.
But whose fault was that?
That's what I'm saying. In creating that, she also made her husband one of the judges, and then supposedly, allegedly, did not allow certain people access to competing in the qualifying rounds.
That makes sense. Because
Meaning,
how was she the best?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you cannot tell me that you cannot find a black kid, a Filipino kid who's been breakdancing,
or even
girl,
just
the indigenous people, for sure. There's got to be somebody. So in my mind, I'm like showering this morning. I'm like, is that gentrification? Like, did she gentrify breaking? Like, she basically moved in and didn't allow the people who perform this art and have performed this art forever or whatever actually even participate
from the actual culture people. Yeah.
That is fucking horrible. So there's this change.org petition to hold her accountable. I don't know what that looks like or what that means because the Olympics is over.
Well, it should be a class action lawsuit against her.
Well, I would like my piece of that pie because I had to watch that and it was horrible and it ruined my day. It was so bad. I couldn't believe it.
So she just like colonized the whole event.
Basically, essentially, yes.
And because of her, breaking has now been
canceled,
stripped from.
But I hear that whoever's hosting in 2032 is so you can
choose.
Yeah, you can choose which events. Like if the more like
but that's
niche
crazy
events.
that LA chose to take away breaking.
I know.
Like you're gonna end the ceremonies giving it to hip hop artists, but you're gonna take away the biggest part of hip hop that's in the Olympics.
It's true. That's very true. That's a very valid point. I agree. I don't know. Maybe they can reconsider. Who knows?
They should reconsider because like they should just not allow her anywhere near anything ever moving forward.
But did you see who won the men's breaking?
Yeah.
Phil Kim from Canada.
Canadian.
I was like, that's awesome. Yeah. That is so fucking awesome.
I'm not gonna lie, the Koreans dominated in breaking.
Should I start doing that now? No, I try to do TikTok dances and throw my shoulder out. So,
but I can't believe she just like her selfish maneuver just like canceled the whole sport.
Well, also not to mention,
she just like stripped away all like, not respectability. What's the word? Like when something is she like completely invalidated the whole sport.
Right. She also is like she has a PhD in breakdancing.
Oh, that's where Raina's.
Yes.
That's where Raina's casual.
So she has a PhD in like, I don't know if it's like breakdancing specifically or like whatever the PhD is for.
School of Me?
I don't know. But so that's the thing is like, so somebody thinks that because they learned something about it, that they are now it. And it's like, no, that's not how that works.
Actually, watching her video reminded me of, remember that viral video of that older white woman who did this is hip hop.
You got to go low.
And she's like, and this is pop and locking. Like, but like she was more legitimate because she actually knows how to hip hop dance to a certain degree. Well, at least a form of hip hop dance, shall we say.
I guess.
But it just had that vibe to it. Like I almost took the two clips and you remember that trend
what
that
two
was
clips
like
have the same energy?
Yeah, I was going to do that.
It was so bad. I was really astonished. Well, no, she got 0 points.
No, she literally did not get
not 1 point. Yeah. Not 1 point
because
for the whole thing.
None of that was breaking. It was literally like watching my grandmother mimic what breakdancing was, and she's dead.
I have a friend on TikTok, a mutual, who has cerebral palsy. And she has to use crutches. Crutches and Spice is her username. She's Crutches and Spice. She's incredible.
Yeah.
I love her so much. I've learned so much from her.
Yeah.
She studies like marketing communications. She's incredible. And she said, "All right, that's it. I'm entering the breaking competition. I'm gonna just push me over and then watch me try to get up because that would be better than what I just saw Raygun doing." I was like, oh my God. That, folks, is called dark humor. Yeah. Okay. That is dark humor. And I was dying laughing. I was like, that is funny. I don't want to laugh at that, but that's so fucking funny. And it's because it's coming from her and like she can take a joke and she was,
But the worst part about it was that the statement that they put out afterwards
pissed me off.
Yeah, well, she was first off, all this bullying is just like affecting my mental health. It's like, well, what about the mental health of all the people you didn't allow to compete?
Yeah. What about my mental health?
And then
I had to watch that shit.
She or her like coach or whoever put out a statement saying that like the vitriol that she's receiving is just indicative of how women in sports or just like criticizing. You're like,
This
sorry.
is not a case of misogyny.
Did you just compare what you just did, which is insane level of like, just privilege and entitlement.
White mediocrity is what it was.
What happened to like, for instance, like, oh my God,
Iman Khalif.
Oh my God, thank you, Imani Khalif. Like, because that is
like, okay,
insane.
There is so much misogyny in women's sports.
So much.
Iman Khalif, like, oh God, Ilona Mar, like all of these athletes have to go withstand and endure so much being a woman and being an athlete.
Laying on the ground and touching your toes, like my grandma used to do for stretches in the morning, like
it had nothing to do with her being a woman. It had everything to do with her being an unqualified woman.
Yes.
She was not qualified to be there.
She qualified herself.
You don't even have to know anything about breakdancing
to be like, that's not it.
That's not you only would have had to have seen it one time somewhere else to be like, I don't know what that is, but that is not that.
Yeah.
That is totally fucking different. And the fact that how she got there, compounded with the fact
that's crazy.
Compounding that with what she did on that stage,
and then contributing that to like misogyny is insane.
It's bonkers. It's totally bonkers. And like, that's another thing is like, oh, so now you're crying your white woman tears because you basically like cheated and we're just like what's the word I'm looking for? Like
grifted?
No, she essentially like, I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for? My brain is shutting down. Anyway, she got there under,
false pretenses,
bad pretenses. And she just shouldn't have been there. But then to now cry about it and be like, other people are being mean to me. It's like, you deserve all of it. You did not deserve to be there. You cannot tell me in the entire country of Australia, 22, I think, million people, there was not one more woman more qualified. I could find 100 in my neighborhood.
Oh my God, easily.
Who are, 50-year-old women that could potentially do better. Like it wasn't even just the dance move. It was like her posturing, her rhythm, everything was off. Even her outfit. Her outfit was so ugly. What was that?
I think that was a uniform.
But no, I don't think so. And even if it was.
No, because the male Australian breakdancer wore something almost exactly the same.
Then the personal styling of it, I don't know.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Nothing about
she
that.
Was not it. And
no, because the person she was competing against was wearing like khakis and like a midriff, like little sporty. Yeah.
Oh, maybe they didn't have to wear.
Or like, yeah, I don't think you were relegated to a uniform.
I did see that a male Australian breakdancer was wearing.
But his was cute. It looked cute. It looked...
All I know is that she
looked like a fucking high school gym teacher.
It's just
it looked like she was trying to be young and blend in with like
hello, childrens, I'm cool. Like, oh
like
God,
Steve Buscemi in that movie.
Yeah. What does he say? He's
like says something like, "Yeah, we're young" or something. What does he say?
That's so good. I have to find that too.
But like, it's just. The narcissism is insane. Like, did she really think that she looked good enough where, like, what did you expect was going to happen? Like, other than ridicule.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, obviously bullying people is bad, but just calling out the absurdity of it all, is that bullying?
Where is it? I gotta see it.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
How do you do, fellow kids? How do you do, fellow dancers?
Yeah.
Breakdancing dancers? Like,
yeah.
God. It was like a costume wrapped in like a caricature of satire. Like, and like, I mean, she is getting
You thought the bullying was
dragged.
bad now.
Yeah.
Wait till Halloween, bitch.
Wait till Saturday Night Live. Have they already done it?
Fuck that. Wait till Halloween when it's going to be the number one costume.
Okay, you be her. I'm going to be the South Korean lady with the gun. With that thing on her eye.
People are going to be like, who are you? I'm just going to go.
She deserves it. Rachel Gunn.
Even
Raygun.
It's like when people who can sing and are on key try to sing off key, how hard it is. Like trying to mimic her horrible dancing is going to be hard. Wasted drunk.
Some breakdancer did her dance, but like as a breakdancer and did such a good job.
Vibe is totally different.
Vibe is totally different. He like pop and locked, and it was so much better. It was so much better.
The Asian content creator Reina is crazy. She's the one that eats. She made this hilarious video where she took like the most ridiculous clips of her dance.
Can we put it here? Are we allowed to play it?
Yeah, she mimicked it. And then her caption literally says, "Do I have a PhD in breaking now?" And
the one where she lays on the floor and
just touches her feet.
It's so crazy.
It's so ridiculous. Like, that's so insane because like
it's almost insulting to breakdancers.
No, it's not almost.
It's
beyond insulting because like the wild thing is I find it hard to believe that someone some point wasn't like, hey,
this looks so bad.
I don't think you should do any of this.
This feels bad. It feels real icky.
My 12-year-old niece, maybe she can take your spot.
Yeah, dude, my 10-year-old's inside. Should I grab her and be like, come, let me see you do this?
Yeah.
She would do such a good job.
That's so wild. Like, what an asshole.
How embarrassing.
Like, she's an asshole. She took away the sport from everyone else. She invalidated it. Like, these people worked so hard to finally validate what they were doing as a sport. And in one, what was that, like 2-minute fucking routine? She just ruined everything.
Well,
talk about narcissism.
I will say this too. I did not know, but evidently Australia has this like beef with the United States. I didn't know that. I always thought the US and Australians were pretty cool. Like we're pretty like.
Yeah, I mean, they love to vacation here.
Well, they do. And, you know, I think of like Margot Robbie and like Crocodile Dundee from back in the day. Like I have no ill. Yeah, I have no ill. Steve Irwin, love him.
Yeah.
I have no ill feelings towards Australians. But turns out there's this like beef that they were like.
Is it a one-sided beef?
Yeah. We know about one-sided beefs. They're weird.
Yeah, they're so
and
weird.
They're like,
obsessed.
Oh, right now, Australia is beating the US in medals, in medal tally because they had like they were for like a second, but only in gold. They're like, yeah, but you know, silver and bronze don't count. I'm like, tell that to the people who won silver and bronze or whatever. And like, we smoked them. We have like 40 golds and like 123 or 126
but there's
total
also
medals.
Controversy around that too, though.
Wait, though. Hold on. Real quick.
Sorry.
So they're like, oh, but no. So they keep moving the goalpost and they're like, no, it's not that. It's not just total number. It's per capita. And we have far fewer people than the United States. So per capita, we have like, they just kept saying. And so it was like, oh, well, what's the best way for a beef to be shut down? Raygun, can you come to the stage, please? Because now Australia's like, shut up.
Yeah, you guys ruined Olympics.
Shut up, guys. We were shut up.
Yeah, but a couple weeks ago, they were like accusing Chinese swimmers of doping.
Yeah, but what about everybody else?
And then it was, remember who we talked about last week? It was actually Michael Phelps, who claimed that he saw in, you know, the one that he was at last, that he saw a bunch of Chinese people, like swimmers doping. It's like, one, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
No idiot is going to be doping
out in the open. What, like in the locker room, in the pool?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you don't do it right before you swim.
No,
I don't know anything about it, but I'm pretty sure that's not how any medicine works.
I don't think so, but how would I know?
Yeah.
Incredible Hulk would drink it and become the Incredible Hulk.
That's not what happened there either.
Okay.
Oh, initially, yes. Yeah. I thought you meant like every time.
No.
But then America, like 80% of the American Olympian athletes were like exempt from drug testing because they all claimed asthma, which is an insane rate because like something like 5 to 6% of Americans have asthma, but for some
80% of athletes do? That's seems fishy.
And I'm pretty sure it's because something in asthma medicine would
give you a false positive.
Give you a false positive.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's like a wild thing. So it's like, but you know, just the same thing like your husband always says, the things people say are either projections or confessions. And it just seems like pointing the fingers at other people all the while. We're being like, oh, but don't test us because we all have asthma.
Did they test Michael Phelps a lot?
I don't think.
Or does he have asthma too?
I don't know. All I know is that there have been other like Asian and like people of color athletes who've been like, yeah. I forget this like one Korean athlete claimed that like, I think he was like an archery or something, but he's like big. He's like jacked. And he claimed that like, yeah, they woke him up at like 2:00 in the morning to test him. And he said it took him out of it because like you're supposed to be getting rest. And you're like trying to like mentally prepare, and someone just wakes you up in the middle of the night to be like, we have to drug test you.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Yeah, so it's kind of also like making that accusation is kind of also like a scheme to
right.
like
point the finger or just like to
also
highlight.
to like get them out of their like mindset, you know.
Right.
It's like all of it kind of sounds a little sketch, but you know, America will America.
But we did win the Olympics overall. Yay.
Means meat ends.
Right.
But speaking of assholes.
You always say that. Like, were we talking about assholes? Hello. Firstly, I really like your podcast. It's something that I find really insightful and interesting. I was wondering if you could provide a bit of insight on a situation. I, 14 male. Oh, I always feel so like when somebody who's like so young listens to us.
Oh, and they write in. Yeah.
Yeah. Half white.
Sorry about all the cursing.
Half Asian. I'll tell your mom I said sorry. Recently entered my first relationship. My boyfriend, 15, male, white, is great, except for one small thing. Before I entered a relationship with him, I was talking to my friend who I'll call V, also Asian, who said that my boyfriend would repeatedly make racist comments towards my friend, calling him Cove, making, so I'm going to sing short for COVID, making sweatshop jokes, etc. He has never made these jokes towards me or any other Asian friends in our group, half white and half Asian and South Asian respectively. I lightly asked him a few times and he said he tries to not make racist comments, but when I told V this, he mentioned that my boyfriend admitted to saying the N-word at his house when he's alone. Ooh. I 100% believe V, but every time I talk to my boyfriend, he never mentions and never makes racist comments. It's something important I need to ask him about, but I have no idea how. He doesn't think V likes him and doesn't really like V, so I don't know how to mention it without accidentally upsetting him or making him dislike V even more. What should I do, if anything? Should I wait until something else comes up?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you should worry about pushing him away because there's like a gajillion fish in the sea.
Well, I don't know that that's because he likes him. And I don't want that to be like, you walk away from that just because of a potential allegation or whatever. But the problem is
there's multiple allegations.
The thing too now though, is that in your relationship, this is always going to be in the back of your mind. And not only is it always going to be in the back of your mind, you're also going to be looking for it. And I don't know how healthy a relationship you can grow feeling like you always are on the lookout for something that they're doing wrong. And I don't think that really gives you an environment for a really loving, nurturing relationship when you're constantly kind of looking for things or one very specific problematic thing to catch them in. I don't know your friend V or why V would make something like that up, because it's a pretty serious, allegation to lob towards somebody. And I don't think that somebody would say that without knowing it was true. I will say this. I hate to say it, but it probably is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming so. That's not I mean, I guess someone could make something like that up, but that's not like something light to make up about someone.
Well, and you also have to ask yourself this question, and this is a really hard thing. No, I don't know. Maybe it's not hard for a lot of people, but is that a deal breaker? If he said the N-word once, is that a deal breaker? If he makes racist jokes against Asian people, you being half Asian yourself, is that a deal breaker? And, things always come out. Things will always, reveal themselves, whether it's now or, down the line.
So that's the thing too, is like, would you rather know that now,
right,
or have wasted
right
X amount of years or months or whatever?
And I've always said this in my relationships. If you're not going to be truthful to me, then I'm making decisions based on lies. And I can't go forward in the things and choices that I want to make unless I know the full truth. And if it means that much to you to grow this relationship, which it sounds like it does, I think it's fair enough for you to say, I have heard these things. These are very important and serious things that I really need to know. And you not telling me the truth and informing me of what I need to know, then it makes all of our entire relationship under false pretenses. Yeah. Because I I consider you to be somebody different than the person who would say these things. So I need to know, because if I, and the thing is like, you can't hide something like that forever. I mean, look at Brooke Schofield, you know what I mean? Like these things will come out. And I don't want you to build a relationship on a lie. I don't want you to build a relationship under false pretenses. I don't want you to have a relationship. And it sounds like this is your first relationship. Babe, it's your first relationship. And it should be, you know, and like, this isn't like I like him more than he likes me, or, you know, he doesn't like playing baseball and I do. Like, this is like a fundamental, like, who is he kind of question.
Yeah.
And
would also maybe define why he likes you, possibly.
Right.
Like, I don't want to insinuate it, but typically people who fetishize tend to be racist. Of
course they are. Fetishization is based in racism.
Yeah. Has like a superiority, you're a thing kind of a...
Maybe. But it's also healthy for you to like have a really open conversation. I think if, you know, obviously you're going to have relationships in your future, and being as communicative as you can be with your partner is such an important and valuable thing. And it's something that you have to learn. It's not something that a lot of people are really just born with doing. Openly communicating how you're feeling and your thoughts, and trying to understand and openly and, you know, actively listen to somebody. These are skills that you have to learn. And learning for me is always best done in practice. So I would definitely say, you know, try that and just really communicate and say, like, this is really important to me that I know the truth. And like, this isn't something that I'm going to be mad about, but I want to make informed decisions about our relationship. And I can't do that unless you tell me the truth.
Yeah. And I don't know that this is a small thing.
Right.
Like you claimed. This is like a character defining thing. And like, just like Susie said, it will come out at some point. Like, for instance, I used to have this really good friend of mine, and he was like a really nice guy. Like, he would be the type of guy who, like, when we were driving up a hill and he saw some like older lady like carrying the groceries, like he would want to and will pull over to help give her a ride. And, you know, by all means, you're like, wow, this person is such a great person. But there was this one small thing, like you said in your letter. And like, whenever he would get really mad, he would just scream the N-word. Like, we would be playing video games and then like he would lose and he would like scream the N-word and then throw the controller.
What the fuck?
And like,
there's so many words.
Yeah. And like, he was friends with black people and stuff, but like every time I tried to tell him how problematic that was and how it, like,
no, that's an immediate get out of my house.
That. Yeah. Well, the problem was we were living together.
Oh, that is awkward. So, get out of your house.
Yeah. So like, I would tell him like, hey man, that's really messed up. You can't say that. And I would like try to explain to him why it's wrong. I was like, the fact that that's the word you go to when you're angry, I was like, says like some stuff.
Your subconscious is fucked up. Let's talk about it.
And like, he kept being like, you know, I'm not racist, whatever. Fast forward like 6 years, like a couple years back when like critical race theory was like this big hula in schools and whatever. And he was posting like anti-critical race theory. And I was like,
there it is.
There it is. You know what I mean? And it's like, I think it was all a matter of him not understanding it, which doesn't excuse it. But it just, it's not a small thing. It's gonna seep out at some point.
Well, it's not a small thing, and it directly will affect your relationship.
And the longer you're in the relationship, the less small thing it's gonna be. It's gonna get bigger. It's gonna be a bigger thing. And you're going to be like, I spent all this time, all these memories that I have are now tainted. I was a fool. Like, just save yourself all of that and at least have the conversation with him, but in a very direct way. Yeah. Don't skirt around it. Sit him down and say, hey, I really need to talk to you. So-and-so told me about this. They claim that you said this, that you do this. Like, hey, what?
I wouldn't say so-and-so because obviously the relationship between him and V is already a little bit rocky. So I'd probably say, these things have come to my attention.
Yes. Okay. That's a good way to put it.
And these are things that I can't ignore.
And address it head on.
And being a person of color, I think it's really important. And, you know, I think if, and there is, like I said in the beginning too, like there's always room for redemption. There's always room to grow. I mean, and maybe this could be something that he learns from you. You know, like I know that you think that these things are small. They're not. This is such a big deal to me. In fact, that it's a deal breaker for our relationship. You know, and I don't know. Like, what if he came back and was like, okay, I'm so sorry, I'll never do it again. Do you forgive that? And you say, okay, we can move on from there?
No, I would need it. I would ask, like, what was the scenario? What made you think it was important? And why do you think it's wrong? And his answer shouldn't be because, like, it's racist. It should be, like, very personal.
Right.
You know, like, if someone said something like to
what I'm
someone
saying.
I
So then
know,
if they
or-
gave satisfactory answers, do you say, okay, so going forward, just know that there's a zero tolerance policy in our relationship for any talk like that. And if I hear that you've done it, or I hear you do it, I'm done. Ultimatum. Boom.
Personally, if they admitted to it, whether they were apologetic or not, I don't know. It was just so recent. You know what I mean?
Everything is recent. They're 15.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it was recent.
Yeah, it had to be recent.
Yeah. If they were like 30 and they were like, hey, so-and-so said this when they were 15, and they were like, hey, I'm sorry, then I'd be like, okay, we'll see. But
well,
like,
right, but
also knowing what I know about 15-year-olds, I feel like for me, it would be like a deal breaker and just be like, oh, I don't know.
yeah, but just like you're saying, like, oh, he was 15, but he's 30 now. Well, this 15-year-old will be 30 now and could one day very easily be like, yeah, I did that once when I was 15 and I deeply regret it.
Cool.
And
maybe if I'm still single, then
this
we can
could be
revisit this.
no, but this could be the catalyst for why he no longer says that. Right? Sometimes people, I truly believe that people come into our lives at the time that they come into our lives for a reason. I've always believed that. And I know for a fact that in my life, I wouldn't be.
But maybe they need the breakup for it to be the catalyst.
Well, this is only a question that he can answer as to whether or not it's a deal breaker.
You just have to really feel it out. But like, look at it from a very skeptical eye. Like, don't look at it hoping that he apologizes.
See, but that's so tough too, though, because going into your first relationship with skepticism, it's already there. So it's like, are you really going to be able to have a true, deep, and meaningful relationship with somebody who you already have doubts and skepticism about? That's the question. You know, like, that's really tough. That's really tough. Especially, I want your first relationship to be really beautiful and like meaningful to you and like hold really wonderful memories, you know, forever. I mean, that's obviously very idealistic, but to have that now shrouded in the potential of like racism is like, oh, can I have that? Is that possible? And I don't know if your question is only raising more questions, and I'm sorry that I'm not giving you as great of an answer as you might have wanted, but these are things that we go through for our whole lives, not just in our first relationships. Always, I'm like, God, you know, I was even talking about this with Brooke Schofield. Like, can she be redeemed? Is there redemption? Can you really change and learn and evolve? Is that something that people and humans can do? And if and when they do it, do we give them the grace of forgiveness, or do we say, well, you learned your lesson, good for you, I'm moving on? That's tough.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying about time. It's like, I feel like the answer is always patterns of behavior thereafter. And like, there isn't enough time for you. So like, so that's what I'm saying. It's a very personal decision, because if you want to take on the risk of being there for that pattern of behavior to see and be in the relationship to see if they do change, you know, then that's a you decision. For me personally, life's too short, and there are so many fish in the sea.
Yeah, but you know, when you're 15.
Yeah, I mean, and for all they know, they're like they could be also in like a small town where there like isn't a large LGBTQIA population.
That's very true
so
too.
It's like, I get all of that, which is why I'm kind of giving a wishy-washy answer, but I say run for the hills, but also that's your decision to make. But for me personally, I would run so fast. Susie agrees. That's her. I don't want to say it, but she doesn't not agree. Face.
You know what? I want you to make your decision from a very informed position.
Just be aware of the fact that you deserve the best.
I think
you shouldn't have to make any.
I think you could also look at this objectively as maybe a learning experience for you.
Yeah, for sure.
This could be a learning experience for you to say like, okay, well, now I know what I want in a partner. Yep. I know how to draw boundaries. I know how to express myself. I know how to take in information, and I'm going to help this experience will help me grow as a person, so.
Yeah. You have your whole life ahead of you. If you want to make mistakes, now's the time. Just be aware of like what you deserve. Just as long as that is in the forefront of your mind, you can't make a wrong decision. As long as it doesn't affect other people badly.
And if you want to, you can always message us again if you have follow-up questions. Because
if you're like, what the fuck?
Relationships are hard.
Yeah.
I've been married for almost 14 years and I almost killed my husband this morning. So, it
was here.
happened.
It was kind of funny.
I'm going to smother you in your sleep, motherfucker. And that's just sometimes how it is.
Yeah. But only Let us know how it goes, though.
Only
Yeah.
All right, let's do one more.
Am I the asshole telling my girlfriend that she gave me the ick at a family dinner? I'm 32 male dating my girlfriend, Jenny, 27 female, for almost a year now, and we've met each other's families. Jenny is an only child of an Asian family, while I'm half-half with one younger sister, Anna, 21 female. Half-half what? Asian?
I think so.
Okay. Anna and I are close despite our age gap. Our parents both worked demanding jobs, and I would babysit chaperone for many of her bratty teen years. In recent months, I've noticed that whenever Anna comes up in conversation, Jenny would joke about how Anna is overly spoiled by my parents and I, and how we've created a princess. Last week at a family dinner with my parents, I felt like Jenny was overly grilling Anna on schooling/dating/life. At one point, Anna was telling a story about how a first date gave her, quote, the ick, by not pulling out his wallet after the meal and let her foot the full meal.
Ew, that would give me the ick too.
Jenny laughed and said not every man will treat her to dinner like her brother would, and that, quote, you need to lower your standards.
Shut.
Not great
What?
advice.
Jenny?
I was not happy with this comment, as it sounded like my sister didn't deserve to be treated with basic respect.
It sounded like my sister didn't deserve.
Oh, okay, yeah. But also didn't want to embarrass Jenny. Jennifer then went on talk about how that would have never happened to her as men see her as, quote, high value. I don't know what about this comment that just pissed me off, but I said that she was giving me the ick and to stop talking to my sister like that. The argument we had when we got home was massive, and Jenny told me that I was overreacting to an innocuous comment and would make a terrible father. Ooh, because I would always favor my sister over everyone else. I'm shocked at being called a terrible father, and honestly still don't think I was wrong, but need another opinion.
Sorry, no. If somebody sat there and told my sister that she needs to lower her standards, I'd be like, get the fuck.
Well, I mean, it just sounds like Jenny has a personal vendetta against
Jenny's
Anna.
insecure and jealous of his sister.
Well, I mean, Anna could also be really entitled. So
Okay.
like the stuff that she's saying could be like coming from a very personal place. I'm saying like, you need to lower your standards. Like, girl, you ain't a princess.
But the thing is like, Jenny, you're new. This family has been intact this way forever. And if you don't like the dynamic, fine. Don't be in the relationship. Because my thinking is like, so you're going to come in, tell a girl who lives her life the way she wants to live her life that she needs to lower her standards and that you're high value and that's why you don't get treated badly. Like, do you see what you're saying? Like, you're insulting not just her, but like everything about her.
Yeah, but I also don't trust his side of the story.
Well, that's all we have to go on.
Wait, I know, that's what I mean. But it's like, if Jenny, I want to hear Jenny's side of the story because we are hearing from someone that Jenny is claiming enables the sister's entitlement.
But even if, let's say all the other stuff was what it is, I believe that she said you have to lower your standards.
Oh, I believe that too. But imagine
that statement alone is like, I don't have to do anything. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Imagine Jenny told this story like this. She was like, oh my God, like this guy pulled up in like a 5-year-old BMW.
But she didn't.
And like,
she said that
we don't know that.
She said that he didn't pay for the meal and she paid for the whole thing.
Right.
I think if you're going to go out with somebody, if you don't intend to pay for the whole meal, you should at least pay for your half.
That part is true.
So let's just go off of that. Because you do this, you make up other things that didn't happen or that you don't know.
Yeah, but like, no. But that
it.
only happens because in this scenario, I've been on dates where
you're projecting.
No, but I've been on dates where like nowadays the woman insists on paying for the bill.
If she insists,
Yeah,
but she didn't say there was an insistence. She said he didn't pull out his wallet and she had to pay for the whole thing.
Yeah,
she didn't say like I fought for the check. That's different.
Yeah, but that part's true too. But also, it doesn't seem like she was wanting to pay for any of it.
But nonetheless, she paid for it all.
No, I get that. But I feel like some of it also lays in Anna. Like, I feel like we need a better picture of
No,
Anna.
we don't. Because here's the thing. Anna can have whatever standards she wants. She can have whatever standards she wants. It is not Jenny's place to tell another woman what her standards should be. Regardless. If the guy came in and was a bazillionaire and had a fucking fleet of Lamborghinis or whatever, and she was like, he's just still not good enough. Okay, that's still her standard. That has nothing to do with Anna.
I don't disagree.
With Jenny.
I don't disagree that Jenny, even if it was personal, she got like pretty hateful and obnoxious about it, like calling herself high value and like whatever.
Jenny is a hating ass bitch.
I agree with all that part, but maybe there is a reason why Jenny is hateful of Anna.
Maybe there is, but that is not Anna's problem. You can hate me all you fucking want. I don't need to fucking know about it. I don't fucking care. I'm going to live my life the way I live my life. I'm not hurting anybody, so get the fuck off my dick, Jenny.
Yeah, I'm just still going to say that I feel like I don't have enough information because I kind of feel like Anna sounds like a bit of an asshole.
Why? But the question really, though, is what business is it of Jenny's how Anna lives her life?
It's not. It's not. But I've also been around someone who I'm assuming is obnoxious like Anna, and then after a certain amount of time...
She didn't say anything obnoxious.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
She didn't say anything obnoxious.
But that's what I'm saying is based off of what her brother said. He could have left out key things that he didn't think was obnoxious that Jenny did, or left out tone or other stuff. But I do agree with you. She did pay for the meal.
Yeah.
Which I guess does mean that she does qualify. It qualifies for her to complain about it.
Well, she said he didn't even bother pulling out the wallet. So the expectation was that she was supposed to pay, right? That to me is like, wait, why am I paying for your food? I don't know you.
Well, that's what I mean. That's why I said from the beginning, it sounds very personal. It sounds like Jenny
just doesn't like Anna.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
And that's okay.
But why?
Who cares?
Maybe Anna's really obnoxious.
Maybe Jenny's a fucking bitch.
Maybe it's both.
There you go.
But I'm just saying I don't feel like there's enough information in this post.
But based on just the information that we have, I don't think telling somebody, I don't know why, maybe just for me, if somebody told me to lower my standards, I'd be like, get the fuck out of my fucking face. Have you lost your fucking mind? I have my standards for me for a reason. Yeah. You don't get to tell me to lower my standards?
You, yes.
Anybody.
But like,
okay, there was that girl who went to that influencer's birthday party. And she has like 50,000 followers. And she's like, I don't know. It just was a real letdown. And it just wasn't like what I thought it was going to be. And people were like, lower your expectations. Like, no. She can have her expectations. But we can all think she's an asshole about it. But she can have her expectations. She doesn't have to lower them for anybody. She can have whatever she wants.
Yeah, I mean, that's a way to look at it.
That's not for me to judge. Your expectations are your expectations for a reason. And I'm no one to tell anyone that they should lower their expectations. Like, that sounds to me like Jenny is saying to Anna, I don't think highly of you and you shouldn't either.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like.
Who the fuck are you? Like, okay, your opinion of me, as we've all heard, is none of my fucking business. If you don't like me, then don't fucking like me. Now, the question then is, Jenny is holding her boyfriend, the brother, responsible for Anna. If she has a problem with the brother because of how Anna is, that's between her and the boyfriend.
Yeah.
She shouldn't be projecting that shit onto Anna. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I just think that Jenny really hates Anna.
Agreed.
And it sounds very personal.
Of course it is. Of course it's 100% personal.
Sometimes it sounds like sometimes you dislike someone because it's just not a good person. Or sometimes someone dislikes a person because they're not a good person.
Sure.
So we don't know. That's what I'm saying. We don't know.
No, but
there's just too many variables in this that are just unconfirmed.
But I think based on the information that we have, I have enough information to make the assertion that Jenny has no business telling Anna anything about what she should expect. Now, if she wants to fight with her boyfriend about it, fine. I don't care about that. But
I don't know. Don't you tell kids to lower their expectations sometimes?
no, I say be realistic. I don't say lower your expectations.
Oh.
I never tell
hear
my
the
kids to
same
lower their
thing.
expectations. Ever. If your expectations are your expectations, then you're setting goals. You're setting, things that you want to achieve or have.
Yeah, but expectations out of other people.
But being right. So be realistic. Do you think it's realistic that somebody, when you're out on a first date, should offer to pay for at least their own food that they ate? Yes, that is my expectation. And that expectation is based in reality.
Her expectation was that, it sounds like the part of the conversation was left out was that Anna expected that she should.
But you keep making inferences based on what you think was left out. I'm just saying, let's just use the information here.
Yeah, but there's not enough information here to make the assessment, so it leaves room for speculation.
Gave her the ick by not pulling out his wallet after their meal and let her foot the full meal. I'd be like, what the fuck? You're not even going to offer to pay for your own food?
Yeah. I just don't know. I just don't trust this retelling of the story for some reason.
Because of projection.
Well, just Anna's like, there's like other facts too. It's like Anna's 21.
You're just rereading it to try to find a way to be right. I'm just saying Anna can be whatever she wants. Anna can be a bitch. Anna can be a high expectation, high maintenance bitch. That's fine. That's not for Jenny to judge. And it's definitely not for Jenny to tell her what to do with it.
No, I agree. That's what I'm saying. I've said that whole time. I agree with that part. I just also know that like there are some people that I would like to tell them to lower their standards.
That's not for you to say. I just don't think that's your you can think it, but I don't think it's your place to tell somebody that.
Yeah, but like maybe not lower your standards, but like you think really highly of yourself kind of a thing for some people.
Sure. But again, do you tell somebody that? And also, if they do, why is that wrong?
Why is what wrong?
Thinking highly of yourself.
This is narcissistic. That's what I'm saying.
Like this, not. I think highly of myself. I think I'm a good person. I think I'm smart. I think
not saying everyone who thinks highly of themselves is narcissistic, but that is a trait of narcissism.
Okay, but again, not everybody who thinks highly of themselves is a narcissist.
True, but that's what I'm saying. But the way Jenny hates her so much makes me feel like Anna probably is a little narcissistic. I'm making inferences, but that's what I'm saying. We don't have enough information.
I think it's because Jenny wants to have whatever attention and
but now you're making inferences.
Because you're telling me to.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I've given you my opinion based on the information at hand. We're just interpreting
it different. I'm okay with that.
I'm fine with it.
Like it? Well, we don't.
No. I can disagree with you all day. But what I'm saying is that you're making inferences while I'm sticking to just what we know.
Yeah, well, I just don't trust what other people. I just don't trust one account.
Well, then if that's the case, then am I the asshole has no bearing at all.
But I do. I often, but that also depends on how much information they give. Some people are like, oh, I did do this. They are kind of like this, but also this happened. This is very much like Jenny seems like she's acting out because she hates my sister for I don't know what reason. And like that's what I'm saying, but what is that reason?
No, he says it's because she thinks that Anna is spoiled by her parents and the brother.
Right.
That is the reason.
Right. So then that's what I'm saying is that that's not that big of an inference because then maybe Anna
No. That's not the inference. The inference is like you're saying that she's like narcissistic and like things that happened on the date that we don't know anything that happened. You know what I mean? Those are the things that I'm talking about. It is very clear that Jenny doesn't like Anna because she thinks Anna is spoiled by the boyfriend and the parents. But I'm saying that is not for Jenny to tell Anna to lower her expectations. That is not her place to say that.
I disagree. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying you need to
If
lower your
my
expectations.
sister's boyfriend told me to lower my standards, I would tell him to fuck off so fucking fast and say, you don't tell me what I should expect and want for my life. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, I would fight Jenny. I'd be like, let's fucking fight. Fuck you. Maybe Anna is a fucking bitch, but I'm saying Anna's allowed to be a bitch.
She is, but then if Anna's being a bitch, then Jenny is allowed to tell her.
No, but Anna's not being a bitch to Jenny.
No, Jenny's being a bitch to Anna. But that's what I'm saying. If one's being a bitch, does the other person is allowed to be a bitch?
But we don't know that Anna's a bitch to Jenny. We just know that Jenny's a bitch to Anna.
Fair. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that the inference that I'm making is that Anna must come off as a bitch to Jenny.
No, not to Jenny. Just Jenny thinks that she's a bitch.
That's what I'm saying. It could be. That's why I said it was very personal, because it could be a thing where she's like, Jenny's just like, man, I've never been allowed to be this entitled. So she like really looks down on Anna's behavior, kind of a thing.
No, that's called jealous. I've never been allowed to be this. I've never gotten this. So now I'm going to tell her she is undeserving of it because I never got it. That if we're making inferences, that's the inference I would. That's the next one I would make.
But like, yeah, I mean, I don't not agree with you. I would never tell someone to lower their standards unless maybe they were like my kid.
Again, I've never told my children to lower their standards. I've said set realistic expectations.
Yeah, but I guess I'm thinking of it in a standpoint if they're like being unrealistic. Well, then I guess I would use the word realistic.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You know, like,
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I
personally wouldn't tell someone to lower their standards because I don't love drama.
I like it.
But it sounds like Jenny has something very personal, either against Anna or her own upbringing that she is upset about with Anna and sees it as entitlement. I don't know. Not enough information.
I had plenty of information.
On that note, thank you for joining us. You can find us on our socials.
Sujia1 on TikTok and Instagram.
Etch a Sketch with a J. This is Archie and Colt on Instagram. You can find the podcast at What in the Shibal. That's Shibal. Please keep writing into us.
I love them.
Yeah. What in the Shibal. That's again, Shibal at gmail.com. Otherwise, if you're listening to the podcast, you can also watch us on YouTube. And if you're already watching us on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring the bell.
Ding-a-ling.
Something about a notification button or something. And otherwise, if you would like to help us keep this podcast sustainable, because we would love to have a new couch.
Yeah, we need a new couch.
Please think about joining our Patreon. That's linked below. Otherwise, thank you for joining us, and we will catch you on the next one.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Jenny's a bitch.
Anna seems annoying too, though.